Okay, so we're live again today, guys. Um, I don't even know what to say. So, if you were here yesterday, then you know that we got interrupted because the electricity went, and it didn't come back until well into the stream, and so I decided um, let's just make life easier, and we'll do it today, Sunday. Unfortunately, I continued the piece because I'm working on a laptop, so when light goes away, I don't die, just my Wi-Fi. It went to an early grave yesterday, but it's back, so we're gonna, I'm sorry, talking and everything at the same time is driving me up the wall. So, yeah. So we're here. And I'm still working in KRITA. If you recall yesterday, Photoshop kept on crashing on me. I didn't try it for today, but we are, give me a second. Yeah, so I didn't try it for today, but I didn't want to run the risk of it crashing again, and so I decided let's just stick with KRITA for now, and I will do some testing throughout the week to see what's going on with Photoshop and why it keeps crashing whenever I try to adjust the opacity of my layers. So that's where we are right now, and I finished Enya, so let me just tell you where we are. As you can see, the character I drew yesterday, and let me turn on references so you can see it. The character I drew yesterday is Enya Obscura, and this is her silhouette, so let me turn that off. This is the silhouette that we designed for her a few weeks ago, and you'll notice I changed the pose, and I finished inking it, finished going through and redefining her just a little bit. I definitely cleaned up the style and her face and so on and so forth. And actually I need to turn on Enya, and let me go here and erase this. I'm on the wrong layer. Figures. Yeah. So we cleaned her up, and this is what happened. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get to see this whole process happen. And based on the time that it took, you guys wouldn't have been able to see it. Inking and I in KRITA are having a bit of a challenge. I actually used the pencil brush, but they have ink brushes here, so I'll try those out at another time. I'd started inking in pencil, and so he. But let's see. Where else do we want to go with this? Things I want to say. Alright, so what's been happening, and the reason I haven't started drawing it is simply I'm preparing some things off screen that you guys can't see, just so that I'll have a good just so that I'll have good references, and so while we are working. So I think that's basically it. And my references are ready. So let's see. And setting up comments. There we go. So now I can see all of you guys. And I think if I turn this down, I should be able to hear myself think. Okay, so today's music again is Wanderlust by Nomin. And this is from YouTube's no audio library. So it's no copyright, and it's something you can use if you want background music. Okay, so let's move into it. So I'm gonna tell you a bit more about Enya's character design, and then we're gonna start this whole process over with Pari Rumbling, or main character. So Enya is the secondary main character of this project. You'll notice I'm calling it this project without a title, because I believe that I may have to change the name of the project. It was originally named The Baby Steps. Prior to that, it was called Mindless, and so its style has changed drastically over that time. The main characters have changed, and it's been a journey. And so we've got Enya Obscura here, and she's our secondary main character. You'll notice she's dressed rather girlily. Girlily, oh god, girly. There we go. She is your typical, or she appears to be your typical girly girl. She's got pigtails, ribbons, poofy dress, ballet flats, socks, double folded socks, and so on and so forth. And I just want to tell you a little bit about her before we move into Pari. I haven't really done shading on her because I'm leaving this as line art to take on the color afterwards. And actually these black spots are on a whole different layer so that I can take them out later. Alright, so Enya Obscura is, as my friend explained to me today, she's a personage. There is a parish in Jamaica called St. Andrew, and it's a pair with Kingston. Basically, we refer to Kingston and St. Andrew. And what upper St. Andrew means is like upper class, well off, and she comes from a very well off family. This is to her detriment because, like Pari, Enya wants to be a kickboxer, and she runs into an issue. Yeah, she runs into the issue where her parents actually are not very supportive of the fact that her runs into the issue where her parents aren't supportive of the fact that she wants to become a kickboxer. They have rather high profile careers, and so she's sort of bound by social constructs as to what her family must be like. Her parents, for example, I haven't decided what their careers are yet. My friend was saying probably a minister or so on and so forth, but I haven't really gotten that far, and I still have to study that. So we'll see what happens. But for now, let's just say her parents are politicians. Everybody has a default understanding of what a politician is, or what they are expected to be. So her father, very well dressed, the family is supposedly well off, and the children are expected to be, prim and proper, good grades. The girls are girls, the boys are boys, XYZ. So there's a lot of stereotypes that surround this kind of family. And Enya's personality does not fit this stereotype at all. So she wants to be a kickboxer, which is considered by her parents to be very violent. However, Enya's rather good at kickboxing for a girl her age. She has lots of prizes, and so on and so forth. And so Enya's character is a character that represents the essentially having the sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. The So Enya's character is really representative of someone who has all the material things that we are told that we need to succeed, but she's lacking in the soft skills section. And what I mean by soft skills is that she is lacking in this emotional support for her dream. She is not really the sort of character who we're expecting to, do kickboxing or do MMA fighting in general, or to want to participate in that world. And so Enya has a bit of a problem in that context, in that she cannot, or rather does not have that support that many people want. And she is the opposite of Pari in the sense that Pari has all of this emotional support. And I will tell you more about Pari's character later, but all of this emotional support that she wants, Pari is lacking in the physical attributes. For example, Enya actually has what we would consider an ideal, air quotes, ideal body for kickboxing. She has, a long reach, long legs. She's got good balance. Essentially, on her track, she would make it very well as a kickboxer. And Pari is sort of the opposite. She's short, she has short limbs, she can't reach very far. On top of that, she's a double amputee, and so there's all sorts of physical challenges to her dream, whereas Enya has more of the emotional challenge. And so that's Enya for now. I'm going to start on Pari now. So let me create a new layer for Pari, and we'll move on from Enya. And her name's quite deliberate, so let's go new. I just want a new layer. Can we just get that new paint layer? There we go. And I think I'm gonna just grab this and go new layer. So one thing I did notice about KRITA, because for those of you that are following along, you'll remember that I am new to KRITA, and so I'm learning about how KRITA focuses as a program. And so instead of folders, KRITA has layers. So you'll have your group layer, clone layer, filters, fills, all of that. So let's go to here. And these are our two layers. So I'm going to put this as Pari 1, and then I'll have her inking or pencil on the next layer. So let's turn this off, and we'll move straight into Pari now. So Pari is also 5 heads tall, but she's 5 heads that go to about 3 feet. And okay, there is some of this on. So I'm going like so, and we've got her head, and I drew her several times, so her proportions are stronger in my head than Enya's. Although Enya is an easier character to draw. So from here to here are basically Pari's feet. I'm going to just switch the colors. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Call that 4.5 heads. And give me a second, guys. And let's see what's going on here. Okay, so, and we'll sketch. Switch colors back. I don't know all the shortcut keys yet. So I'm just doing quick sketchy layers. And I decided, for those of you who were following, that Pari will have two different hairstyles, one with her hair down and one with her hair up. So this is the version of her with her hair up. She's got a more rounded head. So she's 5 heads. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and her feet stop here, and her hair is the other half of the head. So we're just gonna erase this one. And I told you she's got weird proportions. Or rather, I measured her weirdly. Let me not say she has weird proportions. I did something very weird when I created her. So we do it like so. And her neck is sort of like there. And she's got that kind of triangular. So let's go like. And 1, 2, 3. That's where her legs stop. So we're coming from here. So her legs actually start here. And her default pose is actually very weird. So just see with me for a second. I'm trying to adjust this very stylized silhouette I have to a more realistic, or rather to match the style of Enya, who I want to take Enya down to like that much. And let's move her over there. And then move back to Pari. And let's move Pari's layer. And let's see, if I put Enya there, Pari is about, I made her slightly smaller than she ought to be, I believe. Just, 1, 2, 3, 5. No, so we're just gonna leave it. I can always scale it up, but it's Pari. So Pari is sort of different from Enya. She has thicker thighs, she's heavier on the bottom. Enya is very tall, statuesque, and how do I put this? So skirt goes here. And yeah, me here, foot here. Okay, so give me a second as I work this pose out. Trying to get okay, so I drew the hips in a certain direction, so let's just go with that. And I'm doing that cylinder shape, trying to keep it as loose as I can so that I don't end up drawing too blocky a shape. And I'm not very confident in these lines, if you can't tell. It's very sketchy. So I'm just gonna do that. go right back down to 6 points. 6 points is what I used to ink and what I used to draw. And so this is where her skirt will be, and so her crop top is actually 1/3, whereas the amount of her torso that you can see is actually 2/3. And so and we're doing that. And I'll tell you about Pari as I'm drawing her. So Pari lacks Pari lacks all the physical amenities that one would think that you need for success. That is, she does not have quote unquote legs. Her family is not as rich as Enya's, and so they paying for kickboxing or Pari doing kickboxing in general is quite a bit harder on her family than Enya's. And I'll explain why they Pari's parents' viewpoints on her doing kickboxing, because I've gotten the question of why kickboxing, how do her parents feel about that, and so on and so forth. And the reason being is that Pari's parents are trying not to have her feel that because she doesn't have legs, she can't accomplish anything, which is something of good parenting. However, they are very concerned about the fact that she is doing something as violent as kickboxing. And so they are really running this this balance between letting her know that it's okay for her to go after what she wants, but also wanting to keep her safe. Where is the line between giving her freedom and essentially endangering her, given that what she wants to do is actually something quite dangerous? And it's really a discussion of, this is a very strange subject, the discussion of equality, I guess, and what it is that determines success. And so we've got, like, Pari. I think I drew her neck way too long. Let me check. Nope, that's how long her neck was. So I've got these long necked characters. I want to bring her head down some more. I actually went up too high. So let me go, I think it's down here. And I found a lasso too. So T. Yep, found a lasso too. So I bring that down. It's the first thing you need to find in any drawing program, the lasso tool. And let me just Control-Shift-A. Okay. Alright, that makes sense, I guess. Alright, so Pari's personality is that she's very rambunctious. She does essentially whatever she wants to do, but she is a rather nice person, and the proportion of her arms is way off. So I'm just gonna do that, draw that up here, because her arms start from here. Whoops, and erasing stuff I shouldn't be erasing. Arm starts from there, and so should be more around here. Even with foreshortening, it would never be down there. So there. And arm starts here. There she is. And by designing these very strong silhouettes from before, I can essentially pull them into a more realistic style. I can essentially pull them into a more realistic style and still have them be identifiable as my characters because the overall silhouette matches. So there's that. And of the two, Pari is not my favorite. Enya is actually my favorite character. I believe Pari carries the story better, but Enya is my favorite character. So far. Let me put a big fat so far in there. Okay, and so give her a more realistic skirt. I decided to make the tears less dramatic. By tears, I'm referring to these in Enya's skirt. I decided to make the edges perhaps a little bit more ragged in the traditional sense. Instead of having bits flying off the end as if she cut them. But, you know, you can have little bits like that. And Pari is sort of this really sweet wild child who does whatever she wants. And it comes at a detriment to her because she's not really sure what she wants to be doing. And I did some work on designing her legs. I was thinking, because of the fighting style, that I want for her to have a more fawn-like leg. But I think I'm losing the essence of her shortness. And so I'm going to... That's how you just hit Control-Z as fast as you can. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically where we are with that. Let's see. So we're drawing Pari in this more realistic style, and I was trying to come to a consensus on whether or not she should have dreadlocks, and would her having dreadlocks even serve any purpose? And what does that mean by serve a purpose? So I see a lot of Jamaican artists draw characters with dreadlocks, and my immediate thought is that's really cool, but they are, I guess, representative of a religion in our country, which makes me every time I draw a character with dreadlocks, I think about whether or not the character is a practicing Rastafari or Rastafarian. And if they're not, I kind of feel weird giving the character dreadlocks. So I have, I'm not sure if it's going to be braids or if it's going to be, let's see. I think I want to make her arms a little bit thicker than that, because otherwise she looks like, whoops, that's ruining the silhouette. Because otherwise she looks like Enya's arms. I want to make her arms thicker. The whole point of the whole point of Pari is that she does not have this very, how do I put it? She doesn't have this very, should I draw her with her hair down? This body that is supposedly needed for kickboxing. Like, she's short, she doesn't have a lot of power in her build, regardless of how she's looking. And yeah, so it depends on how she's looking. Hey, Pac. Aww. I hope your Wi-Fi survives, Pac. Oh gosh. I know what it's like. But thanks for stopping by. Wait, let me give you a heart and a hug. And thanks for stopping by, Pac. Tony just asked me in the Discord what happened to his computer choose, so I'm asking him what happened to my reminder that I asked for that did not come in the Discord. I remember. No reminder came, Tony. I'm calling you out. I would say I'd fight you, but I can't fight, so don't fight me. Don't fight me, guys. I can't fight. I'll tell you that from now. I can't fight. I'm that Jamaican girl. I cannot throw down in the slightest. And so I'm thinking of giving Pari braids, but I feel like that's going to complicate her design. And by complicate her design, I don't want to draw all of that. But if I do them as cylinders, then I feel like that would balance out the I feel like that would balance out the words. We will use our words today. Yeah. I feel like that would balance out the Okay. Thanks, Pac. I hope your internet sorts itself out. I know what it's like to live in a world without Wi-Fi. It's not fun. Yeah. So the I think I could probably handle braids if I drew them as cylinders and then I filled in the details later. Like while I'm watching My Hero Academia or something like that, I'll just be sketching. And if you're wondering how that works, it's really, really simple. So okay. Give me a second. I'm sorting out Pari's facial silhouette because I imagined the nose for her that it's not in this reference, and so where is it? I gave her like this big schnosh. She doesn't have a Pari has a big schnosh and some huge glasses. And when I say huge glasses, I mean sports goggles. I decided to leave them while she was practicing. And then when she is doing sparring, by practicing I mean like punching bag, air boxing, air kicks, stuff like that, she can use her sports goggles. But while she's in the sparring with other people and so on and so forth, I will have her switch to contacts, which is a safety measure. Oh, hey, Fawn. It's okay. You can just ask me what happened. You didn't really miss much. I Give me a second. I figured out opacity over here. So if I turn this off and Control T with Enya, so we've got Enya and Pari, and as you can see, the height difference, as always, is there. So we've got tiny little Pari and Enya, and if you can't tell the attitude between these two, it's there. What happened last episode? Assuming last episode you're referring to last week and not yesterday. Last week we basically created this reference and designed Enya's silhouette. So let me turn that on. I will go in here, turn the vector layer with Enya's name off, turn that up. So last week we designed this silhouette, and we basically went through a bunch of quick rough silhouettes to sort of flesh out the kind of character Enya would be, which is essentially the appearance of a girly girl, but not how do I put it? Not the personality of one. And so I decided full on girly, and I would portray her tomboy nature, turn that back on, through her expressions and behaviors in terms of kickboxing. So that is, let's go to Pari, Enya. And I had explained earlier that Enya's character is very I don't want to talk about anything when it comes to My Hero Academia, because I just saw the I saw episode 4, and I'm not ready for this season at all. I'm glad you like the choices for Enya. Yay. There's so many lines for Pari. She kind of reminds me of like a little deer that thinks that she's so big. She doesn't realize she's not. I finished watching 3 seasons of My Hero Academia. And I finished watching Pokemon Sun and Moon. That should tell you how busy I've been in the anime world recently. So that should tell you about where I've been in the animation world recently. I've been busy. So I've been on about 6 emotional roller coasters. I decided to rewatch. Yes, I binge watched 3 seasons of My Hero Academia quite recently. Yeah. And I've caught all the way up. I am currently on Tante Gakuen Q and Detective Conan. I am waiting for Pokemon Sword and Shield to premiere on, I think it's the 15th or the 17th. I have read the episode synopsis of Pokemon Sword and Shield, so that should tell you where we are on that. And I now remembered why I have to stop myself from watching anime for a while, especially during college. I went on an anime purge because I just remembered how addicted I got to it. It's something else entirely. Pokemon Gun. What are you talking about, Fawn? Never heard of that one. Oh, guys, I don't think that's real. Fawn, are you playing jokes on me? So I did a quick Google search on that, and apparently someone went out and made logos for Pokemon Sword, Shield, Gun, Arrow, Nunchuck, Grenade, Chainsaw, and Tactical Nuke. Ironically enough, I think the Pokemon... I'm done. I'm so done. Oh my goodness. What has the fandom been up to? Yeah. Let's see. I did not know about that meme, so I'm learning about... I think I drew that wrong. I know I drew that wrong. I didn't think... I know I drew that wrong. Because it's not a triangle as I just drew it. It is, in fact, a circle. And so we're gonna take that. And Pari looks so evil right here, and I like it. Reading. I did a bit of an impulse buy today. Now I have a shirt with Deku's hero costume design on it. I don't regret it at all. So I'm going to be a whole nerd right now and ask you which one of his hero costume designs. The very first one, the second one after he destroyed it, or the one that he has for his shoot style. Like, which one? Because Deku's costume is slowly but surely being destroyed and redesigned. And I think the animation team or the designer team is slowly attacking it. But they're doing it slowly enough so that whoever made the first design won't feel bad. I think if they do it like that, then they won't have to worry about it. Destroyed and redesigned, just like his bones. Yup. Darker green. I wanted to, because I felt like I needed to exaggerate Pari's emotions whenever she's next to Enya, because Pari is a tomboy. And Enya is essentially the same sort of person, except she kind of has two pretty Um, she kind of has to pretty it up. Like, she has to be nice and sweet and all of these things because of what her family does. So I feel like if I'm going to say that Pari is the same in the sense that she has all the freedom that Enya doesn't, then I feel like I need to exaggerate the fact that this girl is sort of a wild child. Yes, please. In response to your thing about the picture of the shirt, yes. Alright, so I'm gonna change this to Pari Rumbling. So yesterday was actually supposed to be about the design of Enya Obscura, which is this character. And instead today we have the design of Pari Rumbling, because I finished Enya throughout the day. I kind of can't afford to stop working because I've got lots of projects, freelance projects this week. That is not me complaining. That is me being super happy. I like having freelance projects. It's fun. That hand is wrong already. How can I tell it's wrong? Because even if the wind were strong, her hand wouldn't do that. It's going to lock on to the next solid thing, which is her side. So, drawing Pari and Enya today has given me a lesson in, how do I put this? Thinking through my strokes. So it's gonna follow the shape of her thigh because that is the it's gonna follow the shape of her thigh because that is the next solid object. His skirt doesn't have any resistance like that. And since her hand is holding down her skirt, we are going to go down to 6 pixels. That's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna go down to 6 pixels. And her skirt is actually gonna go up like that. And so I've been thinking about the physics of my characters lately as to what causes certain actions to happen. And so on and so forth. And read. Okay. And I know this looks like a hot mess of lines right now. I can actually keep track of everything. I'm not just losing track of all my lines. I do know where everything is. With this new design for Pari's prosthetic legs, I redesigned her socks to be rather pleated. One, it's easier to keep track of them than her, how do I put this? Than her other socks, which were more folds, or not folds, ruffles. Pleated socks are easier for me to keep track of. And I feel like they would provide more resistance than ruffles, which tend to be made out of lighter materials. I have okay, let's see. Okay, so Tony just reminded me about his computer juice, so, let's see, when can I fit that in? Which design do you think it is? Give me a second, Fawn, it's loading. It's loading. And Tony, that message is amazing. So Tony just sent me his reminder, and I'm reading you. Ah, that would be okay. So I finally saw the costume that you're talking about, and that is his second costume. Yes, that one is his second costume. Give me a second. The first costume has stripes along the top instead of shoulder pads like that. I'm saying second costume meaning his shoot style costume, because that's when I believe he gets those, I want to call them shoulder pads. It's fresh in my mind because I just binged 3 seasons. I am not judging your minion beanie. In fact, I wish Nina were here. She hates minions. Give me a second. I'm responding to Tony. Okay, so sending that out, and let's zoom back into Pari. I feel like Pari is going to get me into trouble. I feel like if I had her as a friend, she's that friend who you know that you're in trouble the moment she starts smiling. She's that friend. I don't know. Nina thinks minions are the devil, and you know I just had to have fun with that, right? I just had to. There was no. Oh, just letting you guys know, this is Pari. Nothing else is really going to happen to her. I put extensive work into her silhouette, and I have a pretty clear understanding of where she stands as a character. She's a little bit more thought out than Enyo. And so I'm just gonna start with inking her now. So I'm gonna actually move to an ink pen this time. And that is fine liner, G pen. I'm gonna move to that, and ooh. Hey, wow. This is really an inking brush. This is fun. It moves like a calligraphy pen, which is slightly different to Enya, because Enya is a one-weight line. So I'm gonna try with the fine liner, and if it doesn't work with the fine liner, I'm gonna have to ink both of them with pencils. Ooh, squishy. Well, that's thick first of all, so let me go down to. So already I can tell that this pen brush has what I'd call a thicker nib, or its settings is a thicker nib. Yep. And this is basically inking for me. There we go. It's basically drawing and erasing. So we do that. And send you the minion beanie just to annoy Nino. Woo, it's also gonna put my life in danger, but I would tell you to do it anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll turn that down. Yeah, I have the fan on because I'm baking. It's hot. So I can turn it down though. Thanks for pointing that out. I did not know that the fan was that loud. Can you hear the background music? Because it's like halved on every level. If you sent a minion beanie, well, actually, even if you sent it to me, it won't annoy Nino because we're not in the same country anymore. Yeah, I mean, I can still remain cool and let's see. Let's turn off the references. Also, I thought about the symbolism of Pari's kickboxing uniform and came to the conclusion that instead of a skull with one eye on the back, I'm going to actually put wings back there. The skull with the one eye will still be on the front, so you'll have that little atomic skull. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. That plushie would drive her insane. And probably end our friendship. Probably end our friendship, yep. In the same breath, I would show it to her and she would... Our friendship would end because I'd no longer be alive. That's what would happen. This is pencil. This is a pencil brush. The pencil 2 brush, default. I'm using default brushes in KRITA right now because yeah, because I don't know how to modify the brushes. There we go. Yeah, using that brush in KRITA because I don't yet know how to modify the brushes. Any day I figure it out, it's over. So far it's a pretty good program to do painting in. It's very intuitive. Coming from Photoshop, that is. I cannot tell you what it might be like for an absolute beginner. Here we go. Ooh, what is going on here? I have no clue. So, okay. KRITA just did something strange, if you couldn't tell. I think that works. And this is straight, so I'm actually going to this kind of has to be, how do I put it? Slightly off because it goes over her nose. So, like so. And then I told you she got a big schnoz. Not that big a schnoz. Every time I make a stroke, my fingernail digs into the side of my finger. Have you guys ever had that problem? Fawn says worth it. Fawn, that's my life and death we're talking about here. There'd be no more stream. One host would have killed the other. That would just be the end of it. For propriety's sake, I'm thinking I probably should have listed that. I'm not liking these lines, so I'm going to, yeah, that's how that goes. I'm switching back to the pencil brush for 2 reasons. One, sorry, that's the brush I did Enya in, and so I think it would look weird if they were done in 2 different brushes. And 2, brush looks too digital. I'm gonna put the gleam on her glasses. Since her glasses are kind of operating like eyes right now, I'm gonna put the gleam right here so it looks like she's looking down. And I'm definitely taking advantage of that. My goal is to get Pari completed today, and then okay, we're back. Our stream just dropped, and it wasn't my Wi-Fi because I was still able to type to Fawn, and it wasn't. According to Streamlabs, I did not drop any frames. It wasn't speed, so I'm just gonna chop that one up to YouTube. Yep. Yay, we're back. Yeah, I'm just gonna chalk that one up to YouTube doing a thing because it did not, I repeat, it did not, wasn't me this time, wasn't my Wi-Fi. Can't blame my Wi-Fi. Okay, so where do I start inking? I know. Let's just start with her neck. And there we go. There we go. Knew something looked weird about that. And I've actually been practicing my inking skills recently, which is why it's not as bad as before. It's still pretty bad, but not as bad as before. Okay. Pari, I just can't get over it. Pari looks like that kid that's going to get me into trouble. She looks like that kid that when you enter the classroom, you sit on the other side if you want to be a good kid, because she just looks like that child. Like, you know, if you make friends with that child, you're going home and you're going to come home with that note. You're gonna come home with that note that you bring to your parents. And it's a note that says what you did wrong, why your parents have a meeting with the teacher, you know, that note. Or she's that kid that it results in you like, okay, yeah, she's that kid that once you're done hanging out with her, you're sitting in like the principal's office waiting for them to call your parents. That's the kid she is. That's who she is. A little problematic gremlin. Chaotic. Yeah. Actually, now that I think of it, she reminds me a lot of my D&D character. If how do I put it? My D&D character Shira is exactly that, a little problematic gremlin. And because nobody on my D&D group is here, I would tell you about my character, but I'm not supposed to, because sometimes they decide to be supportive little munchkins and actually watch. So, and I don't want to end up in a situation where my DM decides to get back at me by creating trouble for me. There we go. But I like the fact that she's a little gremlin. I think she'll be fun to draw and fun to animate. She's definitely going to be, because I don't think she really understands limits. She doesn't look like a character that understands limits. Whether or not it be personal limits or physical limits, she just doesn't look like a character that's going to have a firm understanding of either. There we go. Sometimes you'll see me draw the marks right through. It's because sometimes they look really, really weird if they like suddenly stop. Or because I ease upon pen pressure near the ending of my marks. Yeah. There we go. Do that. And I'm trying to get over my sketchy line art, so that's why I'm practicing inking. Alright, so let's see what else has happened. I figured out the economic, there we go. Figured out the economic situations of my characters. They're children, they don't really have economic situations, so I figured out the economic situations of my characters' families. I don't think you were here earlier, Fawn, so Pari is lower middle class and Enya is upper middle class. I don't know. Enya has a dad and a stepmom, and Pari has both parents. I think I may make another one of the characters with a single parent family. I'm not sure if that's going to be excuse me. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be mother or father, but it will be something. So we're zooming out. And I zoom out for the larger strokes for several reasons. It makes the stroke easier to make. It's less stress on my wrist and elbow. But right now, my grand collection of books are getting in the way. There we go. Inking in KRITA is a bit easier than inking in Photoshop. I'm going to commit treason right now when I say this, but the brush smoothing tools are better. And I'm going to go hide under a rock so that the I'm not attacked by Photoshop enthusiasts all over the world. Sorry, the brush smoothing tools are honestly better. They feel more like my natural strokes. I like the fact that it feels like I'm drawing on paper. It looks like it, it feels like it feels very traditional. And this is like my what time? I don't know, how long have I been in KRITA? Yeah, this is like my, oh, get out the eraser mode. And I haven't even set up my tablet yet. This is just the default settings, so that should tell you where we fall on that. So guys, if I tell you so you have chosen death. Yes, I frequently choose death. You know, it happens a lot. Sometimes. Okay, so I know I drew this where the fanatic, unless it's a rippling wind, whatever rippling wind is, right? That don't happen. That's actually what's gonna happen. The other end is going to fly up if you hold that end down. I know I went to school in a skirt in a windy country. If you hold one part down, the other part goes woo. And especially since Pari's skirt has rips in it, because why wouldn't it? So I'm actually gonna make, she's wearing tights, don't worry. She's not exposing herself to the world. Also, so I was currently dealing with copyright claims on my videos the other day. Most of them are from the early videos before I really sorted out the background music. Others of them are from when I showed my project. I did have permission to use those images. They were school-based. So I'm basically going out of my way to go through the different copyright claims. And essentially it's just a process of going, oh, I have permission here. Okay, can you mute that? Can you mute this? And I'm not allowed to monetize those videos, which for me is okay because I wasn't planning to. But YouTube's copyright algorithm is the boss. Like, they're working on a beta now that lets you. Nope. Nuh-uh. Okay. Yeah, so they're working on a beta feature right now that takes the sound out without muting my voice, which is pretty cool, I guess. Assuming you want to hear my voice, you know, my lovely voice. A lot of editing involved, yes. I am trying to figure out how to use YouTube's editor tool. I wish I could just take the video off YouTube, edit it with my own editing tools, cough, cough, Premiere, cough, cough, After Effects, and just re-upload it. Actually, I think I can do that. I just wasn't really thinking it through. Might also be lazy. You know, never know. And this is actually wrong. This is wrong, wrong, wrong. Why is it wrong? Because material, this is the part that's lifting up. So it can't go up here. So I'm thinking it through. Ooh, nope. Nuh-uh. It would help if the opacity was 100, right? Yep. So if I zoom in, there we go. And then I just turn off the sketch to see how it's looking, and I don't like that line, so whoops. Just go in, erase those. Whoops. So because I turned on eraser mode, it turns the brush into an eraser. So it's erasing in the pattern of the brush. So the same thing that's giving me that pencil texture is the same pattern that's creating all my issues with this brush. So I think if I switch to pen, hit eraser mode, yeah, it's a lot cleaner now. I actually like this feature, even though it's a little bit annoying right now, because the eraser tool in Photoshop already has defaults. So it will switch back to, you can turn a round brush into an eraser, but if you wanted to turn like a random brush into an eraser, you're gonna run into some issues. So I figured since I chose death, I might as well dig my own grave. You know, you have a very explosive laugh that is quite contagious. I love different textured erasers. They're very fun to draw with. Sometimes my favorite thing to do is to get a black canvas, probably with graphite or charcoal, and just draw with an eraser. It's very messy. My fingers turn black and blacker. And it gives you some really great textures. I have an explosive laugh. Thank you. Yay. I like when people laugh with me. It's fun. What am I going to do with this as a double now? So I think I've taken care of her skirt. I need to draw the skirt at the back. So that's a thing that needs to happen. Whoops. And let's switch back to the pen so that I'm not... Oh, that's why. Eraser mode's on. Oh, another thing to kind of look out for with KRITA is that the state that you leave the brush in is the state that you will come back to it in. So if you change to eraser mode, switch brushes, and you come back, eraser mode's still on. So it remembers the last state of the tool you were in. So if you make a mistake, it's saved. Good luck figuring it out. That's all I have to say to you guys. Good luck figuring it out. It's saved. That's actually what was causing me issues. Also, I just want to let you guys know. So I imported the references, right? I finally figured out what was going on. So if you, a good thing you can do with KRITA, you can also do it in Photoshop, is that if you import your references as animated frames, KRITA will put them on different frames. So you can keep unanimated layers and different frames and just switch through your references at will, so that you can keep several references, changing them around without cluttering up your canvas. So this is an idea for if you need multiple references at once. I'm going to turn that off. Yeah. So I'm slowly discovering the uses of KRITA and how to use it. Still haven't figured out onion skin. I am hoping to figure it out soon, considering that I want to make a small frame by frame animation by Friday. But we'll see. Oh, speaking of animation news, I know those of you guys in the Discord saw it, but League came out with a new music video. Hoo-hoo, haha. And we are excited. We meaning me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I am excited. I am extremely excited. I like the new music video. And I'm hoping they continue with this group. I think I was telling. I'm hoping they continue with the group. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't bring back another one from KDA, but I think they brought back. Whoops, wrong. I'm erasing the wrong thing, guys. Woo. That's what happens when you talk and draw at the same time. You start erasing lines you need. Art department for League is the best. Yes, the art department they have over at Riot Games is amazing. Like they're just they're making better music videos than some of the people who make music videos for a living. I'm trying to figure it out. Like what's going on, right? Are you trying to expand? You trying to let people know? Is there a you guys letting us know that there is potential for a Riot music studio in the future? Like what's going on? Short straight lines are the best, guys. That's what you need to know. The easiest lines in the world to ink. Short straight lines. You just go whop, whop, whop. And they're done. Mind you, I've basically been warming up all day, so I won't say that, you can just open a program, drop your tablet, and go ink. Unless you're, like, more professional than I am. Cough, cough. I'll get there someday. Have you seen their video on how they made KDA? Yes, I watched some of it, not all of it. I more specifically watched how they made Akali's segment of the video because I actually discovered that video before I even watched the KDA um, video, because the artist who made it posted that breakdown, and then I saw that, and that's actually how I got led to KDA's video. And then I saw it again on 80 level, and I was just like, ooh. Okay, so guys, I know the muscles in the hand like a good anatomy student of anatomy should. Well, I know the bones in the hand. Let me not lie. I know the bones in the hand. I'm learning the muscles in the hand. Hee hee. I'm ridiculously proud of myself. I gotta keep those simple things coming. So we're here. Okay, so this might need to come up here, because that's not right. So let's do that. There we go. And I know it seems sort of weird, like, why is that important? It's important. It's just those little things that let you know. Do the style. She's not a newspaper print comic, even though there's some inspiration taken from there. If I turn that off, turn Enya back on, those little things add just a little bit of detail to the character and kind of reveals your thought process. Whoops. And just little bits of understanding of the what did you think of the animation for KDA and for True Damage? I had to take a moment. I saw some comments under the video that were saying that the next video is going to be I think it was KDA True Damage. I think it's AFK, right. The next group is going to be called AFK. I was just like, somebody's feeling salty. Salt. And what else are we looking for? Her glasses go on top and her eyebrows are on top of the glasses. So eyebrows first, glasses second, hair last. And then goggles. Okay. Yeah, AFK. Because, I mean, KDA and True Damage as group names, I get it, but that joke wrote itself. And I'm very, I love it. The style is very nice. The pseudo 3D thingy is something I'm definitely a fan of. Give me a second, scroll up. Yep. I'm sorry, I had to go back to look at. And now there's an animated series coming with the same style. Which series is that? Let me know so I can I can go check it out and probably post it in the animation news section. So I changed that. It's like a teardrop, like a dewdrop. There's nothing dewdroppy about that. Come here. Sometimes you've got to give your drawings a stern talking to. This is one of those times. Some days your drawing might even listen to you. This is not one of those times. Come on. I'm giving you a pep talk. Get with the program and have some pep. Come here. There we go. Oh, so I'm going to watch Promare while I'm waiting for Fawn to tell me which series. I'm going to watch Promare. Moira actually told me about it, and Promare is, I'm not sure if it's a movie or a series or what. I get the feeling it's a movie, but it's from the same people who made Gurren Lagann, Studio Trigger, so definitely going to watch it. G-Kids is going crazy with releases this year. They've brought Mary and the Witch's Flower, Your Name. G-Kids is just having a whale of a time this year. It's like their favorite year ever. I think I posted the link of the trailer on the Discord. Okay, let's see. Do you remember what channel? Because I have the picture of the tree hopper that Bun Bun sent, which looks like a walking piece of fluff. Let's see, animation news. No, it's just me and my big mouth in the animation news place. And that's KDA. Let me check. Anime news. The last thing I see in animation news is oh, yep, I've got it. Let's see. And I have to hit mute because otherwise I'm gonna get a copyright thing. Arcane League of Legends announcement trailer October 16th. Oh, I actually heard about this. I didn't remember the name of it, but I remember hearing about, and people were making comments about a game studio doing better jobs than animation studios, and I was trying to figure out who was throwing shade. So I'll watch the trailer or rewatch the trailer for this. I don't think it's making that big a news on the web just yet. I think we're all just a little bit excited for it. Let's see. I think we're all just a little bit excited for it, but we'll see. Nope. Come here. Watch me give a pep talk to my drawing. Come on. I have to cross my hands because I'm left-handed and my tablet doesn't do left-handed. So I have to cross my hands to get to Control Z. So I feel like I'm dual wielding my tablet, if that makes sense. There we go. Oh. Sometimes when you get the right stroke, you get into this I call it your Control Z muscle memory, and you delete it by accident, and then you're stuck trying to get back that perfect stroke again. So what happened just now when I said oh was I actually got the stroke I was looking for, and then I almost deleted it before I realized it was the correct stroke. Moira! Yay! Hello! Fonz emojis are adorable. That emoji is adorable. It's got sparkles. Oh, it's really got sparkles. Okay, so let's see. We're kind of refining the design for Enya and Pari today, Moira. Yesterday was a whole crash, a thorough crash, 100% crash-orama. They stole my light. I say stole not as in somebody came and like grabbed the light and put it in a bag and ran off with it. Although that would make a funny animation, but stole in the sense that the electricity company, we had a power outage, and so if that made sense, because that was just a sound and not any actual explanation of what happened. I didn't even realize you could abbreviate Moira like that. Moi is a cute pet name. Moi sounds like a squishy. Okay, so we've got this is Pari and Enya, and we'll see what's going on with that. Let's turn that off, see where we're going there, and zoom in on these glasses. Ooh. Whoops. Whoops. Like this without the rest of her face, she reminds me of Mr. Magoo. I think it's the nose. Ooh, there's a mousey. Yay. Oh god, no, I passed it. Yeah. I mean, electricity loss is fairly commonplace over here, unless you're a business. And even then, sometimes. So it's not the, you know, it's not like I'm trying to figure out what to do, but it was kind of annoying that it happened midstream, and it had the audacity to come back at literally when stream would end. So I looked at it and I was just like, you're cute. Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, So exactly, I would have had just enough time to just be like, alright guys, we're here. Good? Everybody here? Alright. Stream's done. Bye. And if we turn that off, ooh. No, you're giving me messy line work. Uh-huh. I don't like this, so I don't like that connection right there. Okay, let's go back down to there and we'll draw this 6. Oops. Oh, that's why. I was trying to figure out why it's doing that. It's not a pencil. Alright, so are these two in the same style? I don't know, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah. Last week when y'all wanted me to take over the cafe. But did you take it over? Fortunately, I lost the fight, but I'll get it back. I have a very specific corner, or winter and summer, and I will fight for it. Yay! Let us know how your cafe domination goes. I don't know if Tony is online. He was online earlier, and he was demanding that I give him computer juice. I think if I have some time in this week, I will draw maybe a bottle of computer juice, and I will I will give that to Tony. Therefore, he can have computer juice. But I don't think that project is going to get back on the ground for quite a bit. Okay, let's see what else. Ooh, nope. That's not how we do that. So, I mean, we basically did the character design segment already. So, I think maybe that title is a little bit misleading now, but I really don't know what to change it to. That's where I am right now. So there we are, and I think that suits better. This connection looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look. So let's go here, there. I'm just going to erase these extra, whoops. Stop erasing what you're not supposed to erase, rude. Have some decency. Okay, let's see. So I know Veterans Day is coming up soon, I think. I say I know, but I think. And we recently had Heroes Day, which is the only national holiday we have in October. August is when we have Independence Day, so I don't think we have... Do we have any public holidays before December? Because Christmas is a huge season in the Caribbean. It's like a whole... If you wanted a country that found excuses to eat, No, we don't have any more public holidays until Christmas and Boxing Day. So, sadness. But we since we don't have a lot of public holidays, I think Jamaicans went out of their way to have as many different party seasons throughout the year as humanly possible. So we've got Carnival season, Juve season, Bacchanal season. Um, okay, so Veterans Day is tomorrow. And you're right. 11/11, Veterans Day. I kind of don't want to draw the rest of her face. I am actually liking her Mr. Magoo. Her Mr. Magoo look. But that's not going to help anybody. Her having a Mr. Magoo look. Okay. This line work might not be the best, so I'm gonna turn it off. I mean, it's communicating the expression. So. There we go. We turn that off. And line art, clean. Line art, not my strongest suit. I feel like it loses a lot of energy going from sketch to line art. Wait. Oh. The feast. I've actually celebrated the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. Immaculate Conception was the name of my high school. It's been a while since high school days. Cough, cough. But moving right along. But we used to celebrate it while we were at school because the school is run by Franciscan nuns and they do observe the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And so there is this sort of, it's very interesting being essentially going to a religious school. If you are not a part of that specific denomination, it's a very interesting experience. Listen here, you come here. So the first thing I'm basically doing with Enya's feet is to I'm concentrating, guys. That's why I stopped talking. There we go. There we go. The first thing I'm doing with Enya's feet is I'm not adding any of the texture, any of the details just yet. And I realize line art gets better the more details you add to it, but the closer you get to the sketch, it's better line art gets. There we go. So turn that off. See? Is how I feel about my line art right now. But I watched a video that says when you feel like this about your art, it's because your taste is higher than your skills. It makes me feel better about myself to think that. Especially when I'm struggling. But I know where I want to be with my line art, so this is kind of like, huh. My headcanon is that Enya wears Crocs when nobody's looking. Oh my goodness, I could totally do that. It looks like she's wearing Crocs now. All I need to do is draw the straps and the little holes. I just put 2 charms in. I feel like Crocs is the default sandal of every ballet dancer in Jamaica. Like, you just shove your foot into 2 Crocs. You just keep it moving. You just keep it moving. Yeah. I have her as a ballet flat girl, but I haven't really thought about. I need to think. Let me go. I need to think more about their lives and why they do certain things and so on and so forth. And I'm trying not to add too much using big words, superfluous. Yeah. I'm trying not to add too many superfluous details. So I want everything on them to have a purpose or to have a reason they're there, so that you know why each of these are here. For example, this band-aid that Enya has is actually as a result of her doing something she wasn't supposed to do. She snuck out to go and play and injured herself. And so that's where the band-aid came from. She actually got in trouble for that. She has earrings, bottom ear only, which is a very Jamaican thing. Many Jamaican girls have pierced ears, even if they don't wear earrings. Parents tend to pierce the ears before the children are old, and so many of us have piercings that our parents got for us. Ear piercings, that is. Ribbons are also something that we wear in Jamaica, particularly in preparatory and prep schools, primary and preparatory schools, which for us is grades 1 to 6. We tend to wear ribbons. We wear something that's called a pony clip. And the pony clip, give me a second as I ink this ear. Yeah, so a pony clip is I'm gonna try it. Yeah, so a pony clip is a circular clip. It's kind of shaped like this when it's closed, and it's got hair like that. And when you open it, it's like this. And I hated these things. Did they hurt my finger? So when you open it, it's like this, and it's got miniature combs on the inside. So when you close it, it forms like this little circular shape. And the idea of these, I call them, was that you'd like catch your hair up into one, like Enya's. Like, you'd catch your hair up here, and then you would close one of these things around, and they would save the same purpose of as a scrunchie. Like they would have the same purpose as a scrunchie. Scrunchie is how we pronounce it in Jamaica. I am told it's scrunchy. I don't really care because it's not life threatening, but that's how it goes. So apart from this little stick, Pari actually has a pony clip inside her hair, right here, to hold all of that together. And the whole purpose of pony clips is that they hold on to your hair and they hurt to close. You use your thumb and your index fingers to kind of push on the ends to cross them over so that they interlock. And what happens when you finish that is that you get two holes in your finger from like forcing the clip to close. I wanted to get a piercing, but I'm kind of scared about it. Not for the pain, but for the whole pilot thing. Like, I'm not sure if it's as professional per se. I don't know, honestly. I have never once noticed if my pilot was wearing earrings or not. I personally don't think so, but I would ask if you I would ask, maybe look at the policy of whatever airline you might be wanting to work with, or so on and so forth. That might be, I mean, I know some people who have piercings and they just don't wear their earrings to work. I don't know if that's something that you could look into, or if something that you're interested in if you really want to get the piercing. But but just to be safe, I would look into the policies of whatever airline you might be looking to work for and see if they have a no piercing policy, and so on and so forth. I know some people are a little bit dodgy about piercings, so if you really want to play it safe, you could just not get it. But if it's something you really want, I would just look into the policies and see if not wearing them to work might be something that you could do, or if they don't have a policy against. Or maybe even like go have an observation day at the company and listen here, you, would you just... Thank you. No, thank you. It's still wrong. There we go. Okay, reading comments. I'll be right back. Okay, so because I'm viewing your emoji on my computer, your female bowing thing came across as a boy and a female sign. I want to guess not wearing it should be enough. I'll have to check. It's not like I'm planning on doing what Raven does. The extensions do scare me. Raven? Oh, you mean the... Oh, but I like those though. I think it's so cool. I like her makeup. I love everything about her makeup. It's so awesome. Yeah. You guys are missing all my gestures. One day when I do a webcam and you actually see the craziness that goes on when I'm talking to you and the way my hands flail, you'll realize the reason why I don't use webcam. You just see all the craziness. And I mean apart from technical reasons. Like flailing gestures. They look cool, good on her, but the concept of having it is scary. I mean, I understand what you mean. I've always wanted more ear piercings, but I have never really gotten around to it, and there's never really been. I don't trust piercing places at Boots in America. I believe my ears should be pierced in sterile medical environments where if anything goes wrong, I know who to sue. Cough. I'm joking. Maybe I'm joking. So I know that sort of fear, like thinking it's cool. I really, really love them though. Ooh, let's go. Let's turn that off, see what that looks like. Pari looks weird. And I think it's hair. Hair hasn't been filled out properly. Whoops. I'm curious about the expressions now. I won't even lie to you. I can't remember who it was who sat next to me and said that sitting next to me is a whole experience in class. I think I've controlled it really, really well on stream, but I make all sorts of comments to myself when I'm working. A lot of them I've kind of let slip today. Frequently scold my work. I give my work pep talks because sometimes your work needs pep talks, guys. Sometimes you need to give your work a pep talk. Tell it that it too can be a brilliant piece of work. Not that line. Not that line either. Oh no, I need that line. So yeah, so stuff like talking to my work, talking to myself, talking through everything I'm doing. That happens. I try my best not to answer myself because that's when you start getting into crazy wrong. But I mean, this is line art. I think I could probably. And I just realized that I didn't draw this in, which is bad. So Pari has a piece of hair that goes with the breeze. And it is actually a part of her silhouettes. If I turn on references, see, it's right here. That's not supposed to be there, but okay. We'll see. All I do is crazy eyebrow movements. I don't give my notes pep talks yet. You should. They'll feel a lot better. You should totally give your notes pep talks. Especially when you get frustrated with them. That is a time period in which you should give your notes all the pep talks in the world. I think I got the shape of Pari's ears wrong. I got the shape of Pari's ears wrong. Oh, good Lord. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Oh, no. Give me a second. Which hurts me because I got that stroke pretty easily, which should have been my first indication that this was wrong. I thought I was having too easy a time drawing her. Okay. Do that. So Pari's ears actually don't stick off as much as I had them. They're actually something more like that. And her goggles actually go behind her ears, which makes that comes around. Okay, so we can do that. I do whole face movements. Happy dance is the work. There's a whole... Have you ever talked to yourself as if you were streaming while in class or just in general? I talk to myself as if I'm streaming regardless of whether or not I am on stream. It's a habit I had before I started streaming, and then I discovered streaming. Let's see. The reason I talk to myself is kind of just to organize my thoughts. How do I put it? Yeah. In order to organize my thoughts. So I taught myself so I don't lose track of where I am. Stuff like that. If I turn this off, will it look better? Whoa. There we go. It doesn't look better, but I think I'll fix it with color. Yes. Even the let me check the chat part. The only difference is how I say it. Before I do stuff, for example, if I'm drawing, I'd say, okay, I'm going to draw this, then I'm going to do that, then I'll check chat, then I'll do this. And it just keeps it in my head. So I remember myself saying that, and then I do it. I know it seems weird to say, but yeah. That's kind of how I talk to myself. And I mean, it makes for good conversation, not with myself, but I like whoever is sitting beside me always gets this look on their face like, okay. It's a great conversation starter. I think Jess, she sat beside me in 3D modeling, and that's a whole another experience because 3D modeling can be a complicated process. And when I was 3D modeling, I'd be like, okay, an edge loop here, extrude that, pull that out, push that in, merge that, bevel this. And so it was a whole constant stream of inputting instructions to myself. And it got to I think it was at the point where I started telling my 3D model off. I said something akin to, "Why on earth would you do that? Haven't I treated you nicely?" And she just started laughing next to me. I have to be careful when I speak to myself because I do it in English. I started doing it just for practice, and then it became the main language. I do that to my drawings too. It's just that you guys never hear it. I have told my drawings some awful things like, "Why would you do this to me? I thought we were friends. I spent so much time on you." You guys just don't get to hear it on stream. But it happens. I've made my peace with the fact that I talk to my drawings. It helps me think, and so I continue doing it. Ooh, no. But my drawings get encouragements, they get scoldings, they get everything because they're my babies. They put up with a lot. Hey. There we go. Drawings put up with so much. They put up with all my craziness. Another really fun side effect of when I talk to them is that I begin to consider my characters more as characters instead of drawings, and it helps me make decisions about what I'm going to do. For example, in terms of, I feel like this needs some more. I don't like this at all. It needs some more. I think the difference is the style of the clothing. I feel like Enio's clothing is a lot more grounded in reality than Pari's clothing, and it's bothering me. I feel like there are two different styles that I'm looking at, and so let's try this again. All that really means is erase and try again. And I'm just gonna try to ground Pari's clothing more in reality, more specifically the fishnets and the shape of her crop top. So I'm just gonna erase that. And this is basically what I go through on a day-to-day basis with my stuff. You gotta talk to them. I talk to them as if they were real characters. Simply because if I do that, then I begin to imagine what their lives are like, what they would say to each other, and so on and so forth. And it comes out in oral format, and my job is really just to remember that. So let's see. Ooh, not erase. Switch back to pencil. So I'm gonna get a quick reference of a crop top. And a good example of that statement right there is me saying I'm gonna get a good crop top. Usually I say, if I'm by myself, it's just like, hey, yeah, this needs to happen. Make sure you do that. As opposed to, I'm going to. because you guys can't see all the craziness that's going on my computer screen. I think there's like 27 tabs open. Okay, so I'm gonna erase that. And let's go back down to 6, let cricket. Okay, so that looks more grounded in reality and less cartoony. To do that. And I'm just looking at the folds and what happens with Enya's clothes. And essentially, I'm creating a style guide for my own art for myself, which is what's happening now. Sometimes you need to do that to keep drawing. Oh, today's Sunday. Yes, today is Sunday. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not planning to stay up that late. I've got 10 minutes left in the stream and then I'm leaving. Because my mom has promised me she's waking me up at the crack of dawn tomorrow to go walking. Not together, but to send me off walking. Because. Guys, send help. Send help. But you do need sleep. Yes, to send me off walking, not to go walking with me, to send me off walking. You've got to So I realized I was still drawing her clothes more like a silhouette rather than actual clothes. So now I'm going to draw them like actual clothes, like Enya's clothes. And I will have to draw her skin separate from this merino that she has on. So that's something new. So that's her skin, that's the clothes. Similarly, that's her skin. That's the clothes. Yeah, it's I know I sound like I'm complaining, but I'm actually not. I'm not complaining. I'm actually quite happy. The latest I'm staying up until is 12, but I won't be streaming till 12. I'll be streaming for like 7 more minutes and then I'm off. Okay. And then let's get that and that. And if I turn this off, that should look much better now. And that's too sharp. Let me switch to the only point I have left. There we go. There we go. No, that last one's just not cutting it. Hey, Wolf. Did you hear? Did I summon you? Okay. So, they're there. Oh, wait, what did I just do? Alright, okay. So, I realized if I press M, I get the flip function. That's cool. So now I know. See, discoveries every day. When I finish inking Pari, I need to draw in all of her various injuries from her various adventures. Like, but I'm gonna take this as a good opportunity to match Pari's style to Enya's style. So I'm going to change how this goes. Because Enya's style, drawing style actually has stuff like that. So there's dark areas. So this should actually be black. And like so. Fill that out. So we get these nice thick lines. Turn that off and see what it looks like, because we don't want to create a sketchy line. So I'm just gonna undo that in general. Oh no, redo that. And yeah, this is basically where we're going to be for today. I'm just going to essentially be erasing and redrawing Pari just to get closer and closer to matching the art styles between them. I might change the braids on Pari's hair, maybe shift this one over more, add a little, because I think that spot makes her look a bit weird. Dance moves. Are you talking about my dances? I think I missed something. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it for today. I'm not sure what I'm going to rename this project to. Like I said, let's go to references. Move it there. Control T. And so that's what these two look like. So we've got Enya Obscura and Pari Rumbling. And if the height difference doesn't, it makes me laugh. Sure. Oh. Oh, let me check. Oh, I see what you mean. Enya looks like she's dancing. I kind of want to draw a noodle from Gorillas, but I'll have to wait till I get all my work for this week finished. Whoa. Guys, there's a moth over here. And it's attached to my computer. Give me a second. I successfully completed moth murder. Okay. And it's now 9:49, so I'm just gonna zoom out as Control 0, move this in, and turn off the references. So Enya, Obscura, and Pari Rumbling. So refinement sort of complete, but they're getting there. I'll draw the stripes in on Pari's uniform. I sort of know what they look like from the back, so let's see. But that's where we are. Oh wow, that's late. I'm going to let you go now because I'm going now. Go to sleep fun. Get lots and lots of rest. For those of you in the United States, happy Veterans Day. Or for those of you who were veterans, thank you for your service. I'm laughing a little bit when I said happy Veterans Day because it's not actually something they say over there. It's more of something you say thank you for your service to veterans. And it was sort of a social faux pas I made my first year there. So when you go to America, it's thank you for your service to veterans. Anyway, guys, have a nice night. Thanks for watching the stream today, and sorry about what happened yesterday. Bye!